Hey, have you ever struggled to think of the right English words or the right English sentences during an English conversation? You have, right? Well, today's lesson is for you because I'm going to give you 3 proven techniques that will help you finally start thinking in English like a native English speaker. Are you ready? Well, then, I'm Teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. All right, so let's get started with the first technique. Now, this first technique is called the word image association technique. It focuses on building your ability to think of English vocabulary words. Now, this technique will help you think of English vocabulary words quickly when you are having conversations. It will also help you access and finally use the English vocabulary words that are stored in your brain. Now, I have had thousands upon thousands of students tell me, "Teacher, I know so many English vocabulary words. I've studied so many words, but when I get into a conversation, my mind goes blank." That's happened to you before, right? It's like you put the information in, but it's hard to access the information. It's hard to access those vocabulary words. Well, this technique will help you exactly with that issue. So here is step 1 of this technique. Select 5 images. They can be personal photos, Google images from a book, or from anywhere else. You're going to set a timer for 60 seconds. And then you're going to look at each picture and try to come up with 5 different words to describe each picture within 60 seconds. Now, I do want you to remember your goal is to think of words in English. So don't worry about thinking of the most difficult words. Here's the thing I want you to remember. When you're trying to think in English, you have to practice quick thinking. Quick thinking, on your feet, always ready. So this actual technique will help you with that. Think about it. If I show this to you, what is this? You got it. A cell phone. Why? Because you've seen it very often. You've said that word very often. So it came very quickly to you. So it's not about the most difficult words. It's about quickly thinking of a vocabulary word. Now, continuing, this technique is to help you think of words in English first. If there is a word that pops in your head in your own language first, you can translate it into English and write it down. But you must use it the next time you time yourself. So as you're going through this technique, and I'm going to show you an actual example, remember, if you're having a hard time thinking of a word in English, it's okay because you're practicing. When that word pops in your head in your own language, stop, look up the word in an English dictionary, and then write down that word in English so that the next time you practice, you can use that word. So let's see what this actually looks like. Here we go. Step 1, I've selected 5 images. We see an image of a mountain, a couple, some beautiful colors, a car, a city line. Then I'm going to set a timer for 60 seconds. And finally, I'm going to look at each picture and try to come up with 5 different words to describe each picture within the 60 seconds. So you see, I have breathtaking, fascinating, alone, desert, evening. And remember, you're trying to do this within 60 seconds for each picture. So the picture pops up and I say, breathtaking, fascinating. Give yourself 60 seconds per picture. So for me, just to show you my words very quickly, I have this image with the couple. I said couple, meal, love, scrumptious, and dinner. Now for pronunciation practice after me, scrumptious. Good. Last time, scrumptious. Excellent. It just means very delicious. All right. So going back, I go through the remaining images and I give my 5 words: vibrant, colorful, purple, festive, joy. Next one being fast, amazing, beautiful, sleek, rims. And finally, this one: city, urban, buildings, downtown, and playground. So again, for this first technique, in order to think in English, to think of English vocabulary words, you must get 5 images, then time yourself. Give yourself 60 seconds to come up with 5 vocabulary words that describe each picture. All right? Now, technique number 2 is also very useful. Technique number 2 is the sentence pattern life connection. This technique focuses on building your ability to think of correct English sentences. Now, with this technique, it'll help you formulate your thoughts and ideas quickly into proper English sentences when you are having conversations. It will also help you access and finally use the English grammar patterns that are stored in your brain. This is a technique that I have used for years. I developed this technique when I was in South Korea, working with my students, trying to help my intermediate and advanced English students actually improve and speak with more fluency. I noticed they were struggling to make longer sentences. I noticed they were having trouble with their grammar. Now, you all know I don't teach grammar, but I still can teach you how to master grammar, and this technique will help you do that. So let me show you how this technique works in making sentences. First, you're going to find an English blog, article, or website that interests you. Then, within that blog, article, or website, you're going to select one English sentence and write it down. Step 3, divide your day into 5 parts based on your activities. That's right, you're going to divide your day. Remember, this is the sentence pattern life connection. Stay with me. Step number 4, you're going to use the same sentence pattern and write a sentence about each part of your day. Now, I want you to remember, your goal is to mimic or copy the exact same pattern. So you should only change a few words. In order to do this, you must think creatively about each part of your day. So let's see how I would do this. Again, finding an English blog or article or website. Now remember, I always encourage you to find something that you're interested in. Find something that already brings you joy in your own language. Now, you all know I love to cook. I love to eat. I love food. So I found an article, a blog post about food. One of my favorite actual websites is The Minimalist Baker. And The Minimalist Baker has a recipe for strawberry cheesecake bars. So I went to the blog and I selected this article for step 1. Now, step 2, within the blog, article, or website, select one English sentence. So I selected one English sentence and wrote it down. The classic flavors of tangy cheesecake and fresh, ripe strawberries marry together perfectly in these 10-ingredient vegan, gluten-free bars. Now that's an advanced English sentence. Again, the important part of this technique is selecting an actual, a real English sentence. Now, in the sentence, you saw that it said marry together. It just means they blend together. They really balance each other out. They go well together. We say marry together in English. So I have my example sentence directly from a real article. Now, step 3, I have to divide my day into 5 parts. So for me, I exercise in the morning, then I have virtual meetings, then I record videos like I'm recording right now. And then after that, I'll teach a class and then I'll relax in the evening. This is my day. So step 4 is using the same pattern, write a sentence about each part of your day. So I exercise in the morning. Using the same pattern, I can say, the background music and the lighting marry together perfectly at the gym I go to every morning. You see what happened, right? I used the same pattern, but I applied it to the first part of my day. And it's true. The music and the lighting at the gym I go to really do blend or marry together well. Makes sense, right? Okay, now what about the second part of my day, my morning meetings? The microphone and speakers marry together perfectly during my meetings. Continuing, recording videos. The Sony camera and aperture lights marry together perfectly during my recording sessions. Next, teaching class. The keynote slides and video clips marry together perfectly during my classes. And finally, relaxing and winding down. The jazz music and hot tea marry together perfectly during my evening relaxation time. So you see what happened, right? With this technique, we start off with a blog or an article that interests us, something that you are already interested in. Then finding one sentence from that article, you then connect it to your life, and then you make a sentence based on that pattern. This will help you start thinking more in English and also having sentences pop up in your brain, in your mind, while you're going throughout your day. Makes sense, right? All right, now this third technique is really good, again, to help you start thinking in English. Here's the third technique. This technique is called image description creation. The third technique focuses on building your ability to organize your opinions in English. So this technique will help you break down your ideas and organize them into complete thoughts when you are having conversations. It will also help you access and finally use the lessons you have learned related to English fluency. So let's break this down real quick. You're going to select 5 images. Now, these images need to be different from the images you chose in the previous technique, okay? The one we talked about with the vocabulary words. Different images. Then you're going to write one beginner sentence to describe each image. Now, a beginner sentence has between 4 to 6 words. Then you're going to write an intermediate sentence to describe each image, between 7 to 10 words. And finally, you're going to write an advanced sentence with about 11 to 15 or more words. Now, I used this technique when I was in South Korea teaching some soldiers on a military base. I had to teach individuals that were from different levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And what I would do is I would show them an image on the screen, on the projector, and I'd have each student make a sentence to describe the pictures. And this was an amazing technique that helped so many of them start thinking in English. And it's going to help you as well. So let's test it out. Here we go. I've selected 5 images, 5 different images. You see that cute baby right there with those headphones? He is, woo, adorable. All right, so here we go. Now, step 2, I need to write a beginner sentence. So for the first image, there are many paintbrushes. Second image, the woman is sitting down. Third image, the woman is explaining the project. Fourth image, his outfit was cute. And finally, she loves her husband. Now remember, this is the part of this technique that is easy. Teacher Tiffani, I can write a simple sentence. That's great. Trust me, it gets increasingly more difficult, but it's a great way to practice speaking in English and thinking in English. Now, step 3 is an intermediate sentence. It's going to get a little bit longer. There are many paintbrushes on top of the table. You see, now we're expanding the sentence. Again, helping you organize your thoughts in your brain to extend your ideas and to explain them more. Next, we have this one right here. The woman is sitting down and watching a video. Third picture, the woman is explaining the project to the man. Fourth picture, the little boy's outfit was extremely cute. And finally, the fifth picture. The young woman truly loves her husband. So we have our intermediate sentences. Now, what about the advanced sentences? They seemed so long when I first told you between 11 to 15 words, but now that we're building up, it's really not that difficult. So let's see how I would give advanced sentences to describe these images. There are many paintbrushes on top of the table in the artist's studio. Next, the woman is sitting down and watching a video about the amazing painting on the wall beside her. Now, some of you that have studied with me for a long time know what I'm using. I'm using the 5 W's principle: who, what, when, where, why, in my advanced sentence to make it longer. You can use the same thing along with this technique. Here we go, continuing. The woman is explaining the project to the man because she needs him to make some changes. Next, the little boy's outfit was cute, so his parents decided to take a picture. And finally, the young woman truly loves her husband because he always makes her feel special. So you see what happened, right? With this technique, you were able to make longer sentences. You were able to organize your thoughts about the images. Now, these 3 techniques will help you finally think in English and sound like a native English speaker. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Remember to practice what you've learned. I can't wait to see you next time. Don't forget to also get my app. That's right. The English with Tiffani app is available right now in all of the app stores, and you can download it totally for free. It's for you, and it'll help you speak English more fluently, and it'll help you sound more like a native English speaker. All right, I will see you all next time. Have an awesome week, and remember to speak in English. You still there? You know what time it is. Here we go. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. You like that last part? I added a little story time. All right, guys. So for today's story, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my parents. So my parents are honestly the best example of love and a loving relationship that I have ever watched, ever seen, or ever experienced for myself, meaning seeing it happen. So my parents have been married for over 45 years. And yeah, I think it's been 45 years. It's crazy how time flies. So anyways, I want to tell you, so growing up, my parents, our family is really close. We talk all the time. So I'll talk to my parents 3 or 4 times a day on the phone when I'm not home. I talk to my sister. We all talk to each other a lot. So this is something that my parents kind of instilled in my sister and I, staying in contact, making sure family is okay. So again, growing up, we didn't have cell phones back then, but we had pagers and we would always stay in contact with each other. So I am the youngest in my family, and I was the last one, of course, to go to college. So when I left, basically there was an empty nest. In English, we say empty nest. Now, empty nest just means your children are gone. And now husband and wife, they are living alone. There's no more children to take care of. So anyways, I was the last one, so I went off to college. My parents dropped me off, and I was enjoying my college life as a freshman. And one day, I called my parents. At this time, cell phones had just come out, basically, and I called my parents at home, and I figured they should have been home. It was in the evening, and no one answered the phone. I said, okay, maybe they're out. So I tried my dad's cell phone, no answer. Tried my mom's cell phone, no answer. Now remember, we talk all the time. Our family's very close. So I called my sister. I said, Simona. Her name is Simona. Simona, so have you talked to mommy and daddy? She was like, no. So she tried to call them, and we could not get in contact with either of our parents. So we were getting a little bit worried. We said, this is not like our parents. So finally, after several hours, my dad calls me back. And my dad calls me baby girl. He said, hey, baby girl. And I said, Daddy. Like, it's funny as you get older, there's kind of this role reversal where you feel like you are now your parent's parent. I think you guys understand. So I said, where are you? And my dad chuckled. And I could hear my mom in the background kind of chuckling too. Chuckling means kind of laughing a little bit. And it sounded like they were outside. I said, Daddy, where are you? We couldn't get in contact with you. And I proceeded to kind of reprimand him in a fun way. He said, oh, baby girl, we're not home. I said, what? He said, no, your mom and I decided to go on vacation. I said, what? You didn't tell me and Simona? My dad said, why do I have to tell you or your sister? I said, Daddy, now you know, Daddy, you have to let us know where you go. He said, Tiff, we're empty nesters, baby. We ain't got to tell nobody. So my parents, remember, I'm the youngest. When I left the house, now all of their other friends, their other couple friends told them, hey, when Tiff leaves to go off to college, you're going to have an empty nest and you guys aren't going to know what to do. You're going to be so bored. You're not going to know how to relate to each other anymore because you've been raising your kids for so long. Remember, I told you, though, my parents have a great relationship. So when other couples used to tell them this, they would be like, what are they talking about? They were actually looking forward to being able to spend time together. So my dad proceeded to say, your mom and I decided to go on vacation and we just didn't tell you guys. Now, we got a good laugh out of it. And I told them, don't do that. You need to let us know where you are. We have to make sure you're safe. So they laughed. And again, they had a wonderful vacation. But after I got off the phone and I thought about what happened, I said, you know what? I want to experience a marriage like that, where I enjoy my spouse, my husband, so much that even when my kids are grown and gone off to college, we still will love each other and want to hang around each other. So that's why I say my parents are the greatest example of love that I have seen. Of course, there are good days and bad days, but they've taught my sister and I what it means to love unconditionally, what it means to enjoy being around the person you love, and also what it means to appreciate individuality. They appreciate each other. And my sister and I will never forget the first time they decided to go somewhere without telling us. We were shocked. So let me know, maybe your parents. Tell me about your parents, what you've learned from them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's story. I hope you all get to meet my parents one day. They are great individuals. They are very fun and they're very happy. And I think you guys would like them. All right, guys. Again, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget to get the app again totally for free. Click the link in the description to download it right now. I will see you all next time. Have an awesome week, and I love you all. Bye-bye.